One of my favorite hikes in Michigan's Upper Peninsula is Hogback Mountain. The trailhead we like to use is across the street from the Michigan DNR's Little Presque Recreation Area's Wetmore Landing Day Use Area. This is part of Escanaba River State Forest. This trail is about 3.5 miles long and climbs about 690 feet. The trail can be a bit confusing, so pay close attention to the trail signs. There's a network of trails that crisscross this recreation area, and knowing which way to go can sometimes be a challenge. I've gotten twisted around several times on this hike, so pay close attention to the trail markers, and I recommend downloading the trail map from All Trails and using the GPS on your phone, which will work even once you lose cellular service. We didn't have that option more than 20 years ago when I first did the hike, and it definitely would have been helpful. I'll tell you a story later in our video about that though. This video is of Aspen and my hike to the summit of Hogback Mountain. I'll pause my stories often so you can hear the sounds and enjoy the sights of the northern forest. We'll even mix in a bit of Aspen's original music. We hope you enjoy the video. We'll subscribe to our channel and get out yourself and enjoy the great outdoors. Now let's watch and listen a bit to our hike.
Oh, the hogback.
As you can probably tell from the video sound recording of some buzzing insects, the beginning of this trail was really buggy. This does get better as you get higher on the mountain and further away from the wetlands. The trail is well maintained. Although it is really rocky in areas, they've done a great job adding boardwalks through the wet areas. This keeps your feet dry, but more importantly, keeps the foot traffic off the delicate riparian areas. The beginning of this trail is marked as intermediate. As you get closer to the summit, the trail gets steeper and you have to scramble over some rocks.
The hard part nearing the end.
Yep.
This isn't?
No, this is.
This isn't hard yet.
It was, scrambling up those rocks wasn't hard.
No, this.
No, this is, yeah, calm before the storm.
Damn. I think I see the storm.
We like to hike the north trail to the summit of Hogback and then come back down the south trail, which joins with the North Country Trail and heads back to the trailhead at Wetmore Landing. I'll include a link to the North Trail description on alltrails.com, but the loop we followed isn't on their website. This is a printed version of our map that I created as a custom map on their app and downloaded to my phone for the hike. Now I think it's time for us to take a little break.
Hair flip.
Break done, it was time to finish the ascent of Hogback. This mountain is one of the southernmost peaks in the Huron Mountain Range. Hogback rises 600 feet above the surrounding terrain. The peak is unique for Michigan because its summit is mostly devoid of vegetation. Even though Hogback is only 10 minutes from Marquette, you will rarely find a crowd at the summit. Most tourists wandering north of Marquette stop at the nearby, well-marked Sugarloaf Mountain, which climbs about 220 feet during a half-mile hike on a well-maintained trail, including boardwalks and steps to the summit. You won't find that on the hike to Hogback. Hogback's trail gives hikers a much more wild adventure than Sugarloaf. From Hogback Summit, you can see Marquette and Northern Michigan University, while to the north is a sea of forest and hills.
This is gonna be a funny video to watch. Yeah.
Okay.
Rattlesnake.
That's not a rattlesnake, that's a squirrel.
Is Daddy long leg? Oh my
That sounds
God.
like thunder. We better.
That's so scary. Oh my God, imagine. Imagine hiking up this in a forest.
No, this way.
Whoa. Up here. Right here.
Either way. Go to the right. Good.
Right or left?
Left. Keep going, it's just a rock you knocked down.
Terrifying.
Can you hear the rain? This trip we didn't get to stay on the summit long. As we ascended the summit, a thunderstorm moved in. I had to put my camera away, and we had to quickly get off Hogback's bald peak and head back down to the mountain's shoulders in the shelter of its trees. It was just a passing storm, so we didn't even need rain gear, and we continued our hike down the mountain. Let's listen to Aspen's song Thank You as we make our way back towards the trailhead. It's a sarcastic little song, but we sincerely want to thank you for watching our video. After the song, I'll tell you about the first time I hiked this trail and our little mishap doing it.
One, two, three, four. You're the hero of my nightmares, a villain in my dreams. I don't know what to think when you're around me. I bend over backwards just to get hurt again. But once I give up, you give in again. So I say thank you for the mixed mixed feelings I feel around you. Thank you for the mixed reasons for how I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can read anybody if you look into their eyes, but there could be a mystery in their cloudy like the London sky. A little wish, a shooting star to look into your mind. But if I could, would I still want you like when I was blind? So I say thank you for the mixed feelings I feel around you. Thank you for the mixed reasons for how I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
I'd hiked this southern hogback trail once before, years ago, with my brother-in-law Steve and my wife Stephanie. This hike was the first time I had hiked to hogback, and the first time I got lost doing this hike. Stephanie was pregnant with our son Bryce, who's 20 years old now. Steve was living on Marquette and had hiked the trail once before. The ascent to the summit was challenging, but we didn't have trouble following the North Trail that trip. However, the summit is bare of vegetation, and the trail isn't very clearly marked up there. Consequently, we had accidentally come down on the South Trail. I was looking around at the forest as we hiked back down the mountain and didn't see any familiar landmarks. Steve and Stephanie were a few paces behind me, so I waited for them to catch up. They agreed that none of us looked familiar. We didn't have a map with us, but I did have a fancy climbing watch with a digital compass. Unfortunately, the batteries were low and I couldn't get a reliable reading. Steve was familiar with the area and said that there were maps posted at the trail intersections, and if we kept hiking downhill, we would hit a trail intersection and a map. So we kept hiking and came to the next trail. Unfortunately, someone had ripped the map off the signboard. So we kept hiking on our current trail, and after many footsteps, worries, and tears, eventually hit the road and walked back to our car. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I should know better. Never hike a remote area without a map, an old-fashioned compass, as well as water, some snacks, toiletries, first aid kit, and matches. Nowadays, USB power banks is also a good idea, and some even have solar panels on them. If you do hike Hogback Mountain, be careful at the trail intersections, and reference your maps and pay attention during the ascent so that you can find the right trails when heading back down the mountain. We hope you enjoy the video as much as we enjoyed our hike. Keep wandering, my friends.